Let me see your doves. Yo, YouTubers. How's it going, folks? Sorry about the absence. I've been carrying on recording and getting my set list together for me street performances. If I do it, like, I don't actually know if I'm going to actually go through with it yet. You know what I mean, folks? Give me a thumbs up and give me a shout and say, yes, Bruce, do it, like, or nah, don't bother, Bruce. You know, you think it's not worth doing, like. And I'll allow public votes. I'll count all my viewers and that. I'll say, have a vote, count all 20 views or whatever, and see how many votes say, yeah, go out, do it, Bruce, or no, you don't really have to do that. But anyway, I've been practicing and carrying on recording and doing my backing tracks, and sometimes I space out. I have to space out and really chill out, folks, you know, to take a bit of time out from the... One of my pets hates, I absolutely hate Steinberg, you know, the Cubase program, recording and all those things. I don't find it exciting at all. I can understand if you're a record producer and all that, you really dig it. Like, I just want to play live, really, but I couldn't get a band, you know, so I had to use a backing band thing, you know. But I absolutely hate Steinberg, using it and everything. It's brilliant if you're into it, you know. You can be very productive, you can make a lot of money being a producer, you know. I'm not a producer, man. I'm just a bum. But it's not Steinberg anymore, by the way. It's not Cubase or Steinberg. That's what they were called when they were developing it and all that, you know, the official staff. It's actually owned by Yamaha now, folks. Just a poignant message here. You might get a little Yamaha. Hey, Yamaha people, if you're watching, give me a sponsorship deal, please. I'll make some adverts for you. Look. Bruce uses Yamaha. And Cubase and Steinberg are now owned by Yamaha. Alright, anyway, back to the speech, folks. Me jovial introduction out the way. How's everyone out there? You're doing alright? It's getting warm, isn't it? It's just this pole shift thing is showing there's been a pole shift, guys. There's got to have been, right, because it was freezing the other week, wasn't it? Just a couple of weeks ago we were getting Baltic freezing weather, and it's still April, and now it's like the middle of June or July or something. It's ridiculously warm considering it's April. Should be cool with April showers and sunshine. That's not what I was used to as a child. April showers on a sunny day, but it's cold and cool. This is just too humid. It's too hot. So we've had a pole shift. The Earth is on a wobble, so the weather's unpredictable. The orbit is different every time it comes around. So it's gonna get mad, you know, guys. It's gonna get mad. But anyway, back to my speech. Summertime's on the way. Hopefully I'm going to be getting out playing soon. I hope so. I don't know. I don't even know if I've got the bottle to do it, you know, folks. I don't even know I could do that in front of people in the street. It's just, I'm used to playing on a stage or in a rehearsal room, you know. I'm quite shy, like. But we are recording, aren't we? Yeah. Well, my speech today, right, is about, it's actually about Satan and his, you know, or Saturn, or what you want to call him, like, and his use of air. You know, there's already a speech on my channel if you want to go back and find it, and it's quite realistically graphic. I talk about the cisterns in the toilets. She sits on many waters. You understand that one, folks? How many toilets there are I live in a block of flats, and there's got to be toilets at every floor, in every pad. And in every bathroom, in every pad, there's a ball going up and down, floating up and down on water, isn't there? You know, and it's a design. It's a ball cock. They call it a ball cock. Sistine Chapel ball cock. She sits on many waters, right? I'm sure they could come up with something else so we haven't got that ball floating in our fucking... Naughty word, sorry, folks. we've got to get rid of them balls. Someone's got to design a toilet and get rid of that ball, you know, the floating ball, the empty hollow thing, like the balloon in the toilet. But the point of I have actually kind of covered that in that speech about how Satan uses the air, and I'm referring to when we were children and we would make plastic models of airfix kits, airfix planes, and idols and figurines, and the inside them models where it's sealed with glue, that's the playground for Satan. Darkness and air. That's Satan's playground, darkness and air. He needs air, but he needs to be under the cover of darkness, you know. Because he's, you know, the Prince of Darkness, whatever. I don't think, whatever they are, you know what I mean. My point is this, right? This is a poignant message about, you know, regarding the balls and balloons and footballs and tyres on cars and all these things where we need it, don't we, really? We, you know, if I could have airless tyres on my bicycle, I'd be using them too, right? But they'd never come up with really good ones, have they? Do you get me? Like, I'm not paranoid, folks, you know. But it takes me back to, I had this memory thinking, wow, how Satan uses the air, and it's an eye catcher as well. You have to look at something before he can zap your eye. You know, a lot of people go to watch football matches, for example, and there's a ball bouncing around, or a tennis match, or whatever. He's in those places where it's dark and sealed, and like the bubbles in a crystal ball, you know, those paperweights, Caithness Glass and all them companies, and there's always bubbles in them, isn't there, folks? You know what I'm saying? And you remember Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy Osbourne with the bubbles. I mean, why would anyone put a bubble machine in a heavy metal concert? It's what on earth? I could understand being in the fun house in the fairground or something, innit? You know, or some kind of, you know, playground or something. But bubbles on a bubble machine on stage for the Prince of Darkness with his, you know, you know, that kind of stuff. He's not really the Prince of Darkness, folks. He's the scapegoat. He's being used to volunteer saying that, like, so the real one stays out of sight. No one knows who the real one is. He'll always have a stuntman or a stand-in. And I'm telling you straight, guys, Ozzy Osbourne actually thinks he is Satan. Do you know what I mean? Oh, sorry, Lucifer, right. He's not. His missus is. But anyway, going back to the Satan theme with air and everything, yeah. I've got this brilliant memory to tell you about, which is like, I bet a lot of people, where I live in Birkenhead, folks, sunny Birkenhead, which is like, the nearest beach to Birkenhead is a place we used to call Seacombe Shore. And if you were in Liverpool on the waterfront, you look across the water, you'll see Birkenhead Ferry Terminal, and a little bit further along the peninsula, you'd see the Seacombe Terminal, which is in a town, we call it Wallasey, you know, the place is called Wallasey, the district, right? So if you're standing in Liverpool looking across the water, you can see a ferry terminal in Birkenhead and a ferry terminal in Wallasey, yeah. And next to the ferry terminal in Wallasey, in Birkenhead, it's all docklands that surrounds, it's all docks, and, you know, it's a dock, basically. But where Seacombe is, it starts heading towards New Brighton, you see. So it's like a beach, more like a shore, when you're talking about the Wirral, obviously, you know. And back in the day when we were kids, we'd go to Seacombe Shore, like, you know, as if people go to Lanzarote now, like, you know, and we'd be like paddling in the River Mersey, and it was all polluted and everything, you know, we'd be paddling in the Mersey, and the sand was all corrupted. Cleaned it now, it's all been cleaned. New Brighton's amazing, you know. But bear in mind what I just told you, right, folks, that the nearest beach to us was Seacombe Shore, right? And it wasn't amazing, it wasn't a resort, it's just the edge of the Mersey, you know, it's just the coastline of the Wirral, you know. But I always remember years ago when, what year are we talking? We're talking about 1976, maybe 1977, I'm not sure, right? But the first time, you know, the superstore Asda, Superstore, Walmart, the first time that supermarket arrived in Birkenhead, it was a big deal. It was like, there were adverts on the telly going, you know, I think it was some words to the effect of businessmen from Yorkshire got together and wanted to create a shop with quality. But as far as I know, they came from Walmart, you know. Or is it just the ownership factor? Is it like the Walmart just owns the Asda and that, like, you know, I don't know. But back then, I was in a school, and it's just over the road from the Asda. It used to be a school in Birkenhead, and they built this new building, the Asda, with the car park on the roof and all that stuff. Yeah, it was like a big deal, like, you know. And then the adverts were all saying, new superstore opening in Birkenhead, right? Sunny Birkenhead, near Seacombe Shore. Seacombe Shore. And what was mad, right? You know, like when something in a new shop opens, everyone's dead keen to go there, aren't they? You know, and it was like, I bet the whole of Wirral was like a magnet, or like heading. You know, obviously we'd all been like, beep, there's a new superstore in Birkenhead, everyone get there now. So a lot of eyes were going to be caught, you know, what I call eyecatchers, right? And this is where Satan comes in. My suspicions. When they open the Asda, you know, right, when you go in, right, and you know, you get a free gift off a shop or something. They give you a free gift because it's like, it's just open key rings or baseball caps or something, you know, some kind of, you know, like propaganda to advertise the shop, obviously. Yeah, a free t-shirt with the Asda on or something. It's like, Asda Superstores. It's to get us to advertise on their behalf, yeah. But what was weird, like, I always remember going to that Asda for the first time, and you know, and you walked in, and outside there was people handing gifts. It was like, wow, free gifts, man, you know, the place is just opened and that, like. And they gave me this thing, and I looked, and it, you know what it was? It was in like a little packet, like a little seafood packet, and it was flat, obviously, like flat earth. No, not a flat earth, no. It was this little flat packet, it's just like rainbow coloured, like, you know what I mean, with an Asda sign. The old Asda logo was just like this. I'll draw it for you, actually, folks. Do a bit of creativity here, like. Just to show you, like. I'm just trying to show you. I've got a piece of paper. This is what the Asda sign looked like. This is the original Asda. That's how good my memory is, right? For, you know, graphics and advertising and stuff. I'll draw the old Asda sign, like, show you what it used to look like. Well, to the effect, like. And it's uncanny. It's supposed to be a letter A, right, folks? Right? Just bear with me. This isn't a live stream, by the way, so I'm recording this, you know, be recording this and putting it up later. Right. So, that's the Asda sign. Right, if you look at it like this, Asda, value from Walmart. I'm sorry, Yorkshire. From Yorkshire. But that was what it was like. And what does it look like, folks? What does that... It's supposed to be a letter A. What does it look like? It looks like an eye, doesn't it? Looks like an eye. It looks like the eye of Horus or something, you know. Right, it doesn't look like an A, it looks like an eye, doesn't it? Right, but anyway, we get this little parcel off these people standing at the door giving us free gifts, yeah, right? You know, yeah, and everyone was getting them, and they didn't have a choice, you didn't have other gifts and that, like. It's like, wow, welcome to the new store, here's your gift. And you go, oh, what's this, man? And there's a little, like, there's an Asda sign printed on it, like. And it was like, what's that? It just looked like a balloon or something that was flat in a packet. Like, then look, there was like, it was a beach ball. A beach ball, guys. You know what a beach ball is, right? So that's at this picture, right? So what you got... And then when you walked into the shop, right, obviously it wasn't inflated when we were giving them. There was no air in them. but when they gave us the ball, like, right. But I'll sort of try and draw how the ball looked around it, so you can get a kind of scope about how, So you imagine, you know what a beach ball is, don't you, folks? I should say a Seacombe Shore ball. It was a beach ball, right? It's like that. Like with the way a beach ball is made up of segments and they're multicoloured, and it's like, that'll be orange, that'll be white, that'll be blue or green or whatever. So I'm not sure how many colours were on it, like, but if you imagine a beach ball when it's blown up with this eyeball on it, like, this from a superstore, right, folks? Yeah, right. So when my dad was like, wow, this is Birkenhead, this isn't Florida, this is Birkenhead. So I think I've got to do a classical painting, like a realistic, like a painting of like all these people on the shore, on Seacombe Shore with Liverpool skyline in the background, yeah, all throwing as the beach balls at each other, playing catch, But the mad thing was, right, the Eyecatcher, remember there's an eye on the ball, there's an actual eye on it, like, we're all going to go home and blow them up, aren't we? You know what I mean? If anyone took one of them balls, mate, and didn't blow it up, they're not human, are they? You were bound to go home and blow our balls up and start playing catch and head the ball and all that stuff, like, So we all go home with a ball each, right? But the point is, when you went into the Asda, when you actually went into the doorway, there was this glass window with it. Have you ever seen when shops are demonstrating how good a Hoover is? And they leave the Hoover on with the jet of air blowing outwards as opposed to sucking, And they put a ball, like, it just floats. Well, in the window was a Hoover, like, pointed up like that, with this beach ball actually inflated, with the eye on it, like, going, like, levitating, levitating on air. And inside the ball is obviously sealed, contaminated air, with the breath or whatever, like, But I always remember looking at it and thinking, where did he think we are here? Florida or something? What are they doing? It was one of the most destitute towns on the planet, and they were giving us beach balls. But when I saw the beach ball going up and down with an eye rotating around and floating up and down, it's an eye catcher, isn't it? Especially with the colours as well. Go. And I always remember looking at the ball, but every single customer from all over the world, probably Liverpool as well, probably people came because there was an Asda here before Liverpool, oddly enough. It's really strange that I don't know why, like, but all those people that went into that shop were bound to have looked at that ball floating up and down, wouldn't they? Right, and what did I mention earlier about what's inside our toilets? But so if they're on water, aren't they? They're floating on water. Them balls in the prisoner with Patrick McGowan, and he used to run away and the balls would go after him, like, don't try and escape the ball, like, try and leave town, man. You sort of as the bouncing balls, like beach balls all coming after us, like. But I thought, wow, that's quite poignant, isn't it? Because, like, and then as you get older, and when I got older and I became an adult and I started studying scriptures and all that business, yeah, right? I was thinking, wow, it really is Satan's domain, isn't it? He's definitely got some kind of command over the principle of, you can't, if someone lets air out your tyres, your car's not going to be able to be driven, is it? They really need to come up with some kind of alternative way of, to evade the satanic hold on us all, man. It's everywhere, isn't it? But every single person would have looked at that beach ball floating up and down. Right. And the crazy thing is, right, guys, years later now, that building, right, has been knocked down I was mentally ill when it all happened, so I was like, one minute I was in me, you know, where I lived outside Birkenhead, and I was mentally ill and going off my head and everything. I hadn't been downtown or Birkenhead for years, you know. So I went downtown one day, and all of a sudden I looked, and it's the same sort of building, it all looks the same, but it's been completely knocked down and rebuilt, and it's now Wilkinson's, and, you know, and a bingo called Mecca, right? Mecca. Not Mecca like someone being devout or trying to pray to a Holy Spirit or whatever. I'm not going to debate on whether people are actually praying to the real God with what various religions. That's not what this is about, right? But there are obviously devout people who actually believe, you know, whatever they believe, yeah, right? But in that building now, the same block, it's not the Asda anymore. The Asda's somewhere else. But what's weird, right, is this Mecca, bingo, Wilkinson's, all on the same block. But if you look up on the roof, if any of you's ever come to Birkenhead and you want to have a look around and see what I'm talking about, right, look up on the roof of the bingo called the Mecca, which I'm sure people who are devout and genuine, I think they'd be offended by it all, wouldn't they? You know, I think everyone would be like, why couldn't they just call it bingo? You know what I mean? Mecca is a place of worship, right? But that's like saying everyone is sitting in the bingo. What did they look at when they're playing bingo? They have little balls, don't they? Like, what do you call it? You know, ping pong balls, don't they? Little ping pong balls, like in a machine, right? Little bouncy, like just like that, like, you know. But they have numbers on them, like, so there's a lot of activity and balls filled with air or whatever, like. But on the actual roof of Mecca, or well, say the block that used to be the Asda, there's this bloody big, I don't know how big it is because it's on the roof, I've never gone right up to it close, but there's this huge globe, like this big plastic white ball that's got nothing written on it, no symbology, nothing, just this huge hollow ball. And years later I got there and I was like, wow, they've changed all this building and everything. And I looked up at the roof and I was like, what's that all about? Because I noticed other places they put these white balls everywhere, but they've took loads of them away since, you know, but that one's still there and on Mecca, like, you know. But what's really strange, I lost my train of thought there because I heard an ice cream van in the background playing the Sicilian, like. But the ball's on the roof, right, a white ball. I get downtown for the first time in years, and I look up and I was like, hang on, is that the same? I thought it was the same building that had been refurbished. It's like, no, they knocked the entire thing down and rebuilt it. And this was while I was mentally ill, I didn't know what was going on, like. And as soon as I saw the big white ball on the roof, what obviously sprang into my mind, I was thinking, wow, I can't help but think of that as their beach ball floating up and down at every single person in the Wirral or Merseyside that went to the Asda that day had no choice but to look at, like, you know. And it could have been, I just had this, like, in the back of my mind, you say, you know, in cartoons where you see something and you see an X-ray, like, imagine, like, seeing this beach ball and then an X-ray, and you see, like, Satan doing a little dance like that, like, yeah, everyone's looking at me, or going up and down like that, like. Because that doesn't make sense to me, that, mate. But anyway, that's it. That's all I've got to say. It's just a short speech. It's just a poignant message that, like, the Satan does appear to use eye-catchers and definitely the elements of air to try and, I don't know why he bothers, to be honest, like, because we're all getting wise to it, aren't we, like. And nowadays, I think they'd switch now to the Satanian cube. Saturn. Someone once told me years ago, right, do you know if Saturn could fit in your bathtub, it would float? Or basically, you know, if you could put Saturn on a swimming pool, it would float. It's that light. It's actually, you know, like the way Io is very dense, you know, the planet or the moon Io. If you put that in the ocean, it'd just go straight to the bottom like a brick. Apparently, the scientific composition of Saturn, it would float on water, believe it or not, like. Very interesting, I think, don't you? But, like, we're all seeing this thing where you look at the ball of Saturn. We've all been seeing these Cassini videos and things like that, and you look at the top of Saturn and there's this like hexagonal thing that could be a cube, couldn't it? You know, the Saturnian cube principle we're all, you know, talking about, like, and I think that's the bit where the ball is like formulating into the cannabis grow tent. Seems like the change in the ball into a square. Because I haven't seen, you know, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? You know, cannabis grow tents, but they just look like a football. Do you know what I mean? Why don't they get it over with, guys? Why doesn't Satan's grow tent, and it just looks like a football, you know, or a beach ball? You zip it, you open the zip, and you get inside it, and instead of being in a square, you're in a circle. Like, you know what I mean? You can say, like, this is Satan's grow tent. Whoa. No one's got this knowledge except me. No one can have this knowledge except me. Well, you do know, guys, that Saturn used to eat his own kids through fear of being overtaken. He done in Uranus. Kronos, that's what they call him. He's the chronological. He's the reason we say chronological on time and tick-tock. You better get to work on time. You better get the bus on time. All because of Kronos, mate. Well, he actually used to eat his own kids, you know, for fear of being usurped or taken over, apparently, like. It's crazy, isn't it? So he must have been a right psychopath, mustn't he, Saturn or Kronos? He must have been a psycho, mustn't he, you know? But anyway, I'm just going to leave it there anyway. I thought it was an interesting thing. I don't know if anybody out there who's watched this comes from Birkenhead or the area, and they might remember getting one of those beach balls and just looking at it in total confusion, thinking, where did you think we are here? Los Angeles or something? Bondi Beach, you know, Birkenhead beach ball, like, whatever. You know, who thought of that one, guys? You know, you were like a publicist or, you know, merchandise or whatever for the Asda, and someone said to you, you know, what needs you to design a free gift for people, like they can walk away from the Asda and, you know, last in memory, like, you know. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've got a great idea. A beach ball. No, just put Satan, don't take away the beach ball. Put the Hoover in the window and just have Satan floating up and down, singing and dancing with a little flute or something going. No, anyway, I'll leave you with that one, guys. I don't know if it's interesting. I don't know if any of you out there watching this would find this interesting at all, or, you know, poignant, or. But it just seems like a bit of an eye catcher. It seems to be a real scam, that one. Like, we all know it's Walmart now, don't we? Right, you know. So, you know, you take things, or you take from these multi-millionaire organisation corporates, like, you're not taking someone's jewellery, you're not taking someone's, you know, wallet out the pocket or whatever, like. You're taking from extremely rich organisations. You don't really miss nothing because they're so rich. There's so many warehouses full of things, like, you know. I've been getting criticised for saying, I'm not going to say things in public on YouTube, like, but I did have some strange circumstances a couple of years back in the Asda because of certain things that I was doing I shouldn't have been doing, like, but I didn't see like I was stealing. Sort of like I was taking from very rich people who were taking my eye with a beach ball once upon a time, you know. Well, yeah. Maybe next time it'll be a golf ball, eh, lads? Maybe they've learned the lesson. Use a golf ball instead, eh? But yeah, little golf balls with the Asda signs for all those golfers out there, like. But anyway, I'm finished, I'm done, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. I've got some more great speeches coming, guys. I've got some very interesting things to say, something to say. I've been trying to work on it, but because I've been working on my music, I think I'm Asperger's, right, folks? I think I'm Asperger's because I can't multitask various, say, creative art forms or anything, publicity or anything like that. I can't do things differently at the same time. I'll be like, once I'm focusing on recording music, I have to focus on it, and I hate doing it, like I say, you know, just to get me backing tracks. And then I've got me sort of I wouldn't call myself a truther, folks. I'd say I'm a revealer. I reveal truths. Truth is already there. It's already there for people to see. But I tend to reveal a truth rather than be a truther. I'll tell you the truth that's like, just get, hey, they're playing me tune. That's an ice cream van. That song's called The Sicilian. It's the music from the Quiet Man film. You know Archimedes was a Sicilian. He sussed out the sphere, didn't he? The shape of the sphere and the science of the circle and the angles and pi and radius and what's the other one? Arc, radius, pi. And he would have known the volume inside a beach ball, wouldn't he? How to measure the volume inside a beach ball, like how much air there is. Well, anyway, he was obsessed with shapes and the mathematics. Well, yeah. What's the next speech I've got coming up? I've got a couple of. Oh yeah, I'll do it. I might do it later. I don't know. I might do it straight after this one. You know what I mean? I'm recording this speech. You know what I mean? To put on in a minute, like. But I've also got a speech coming up about, you know, the way the police, you know, Her Majesties. I'm not having a go with the Queen. This is not a volatile attack on the Queen. This is a volatile attack about everyone's supposed to be. If you read Bibles and if you study Bibles and you've got, no, all the Freemasons have got King James Bible at the east end of the lodge and all that. Like, well, people on that level shouldn't be liars, should they? And I mean liars when you're deceiving to get something that you know, that kind of deception. And I've got evidence where on 2 occasions in my life, when I was younger, when I was a teenager and a bit younger, like when the police, and they had Elizabeth Regina on the hats there, ER, Elizabeth Rex. I don't know it's Regina. But when it's like Tyrannosaurus Rex on the hat, yeah. And they lied to me to make me try and confess to something that I haven't done. So that's my next speech is going to be about, guys, where the police actually lied to me, hoping that I would confess to crimes, and I stuck to me guns, and you know, I realised, and I don't, but I would never have thought that people who were into like King James Bibles in their Masonic temples and all that stuff, and you remember the Queen when she goes on telly at Christmas, she always goes to church as well, doesn't she? And she says, God this and God that, right? If that was a legitimate setup, right, folks, the police wouldn't lie. I know there's honest cops out there. I'm not, you know, there's got to be honest people out there, hasn't there? But I've come across dishonest cops, right? Or what we call them bent coppers. And it's a bit like, say, you work in the drug squad, but you do a line of coke when you go home at night, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Or you criticise people who do drugs, but you do drugs yourself. That's one of the deceptions straight away. I can tell you straight. If you think there's not a single policeman that doesn't do drugs, there's not a single policeman that does drugs in Britain under Elizabeth Regina's reign, right? Then you're as green as the hills, aren't you? If you think not a single cop, every copper is honest and doesn't do drugs. Oh my word. We've got a hell of a debate coming on, folks. But I've got evidence, right, folks? I've got evidence that the coppers lied to me twice. Even nearly got me to attack me friends. I even kicked off on me friends because of it, because I thought they were like grassing me up and all that stuff, you know. Proof that they do actually twist things to get people arrested or confess or banged up, and there's people been in jail for murder, isn't there? Because they confessed to it because they were forced to, and then years later it came out that they were innocent and they have to be pardoned. So how can their Bible be legitimate? That's what my argument's going to be in my next speech. I'm going to talk about the incidents of when the police actually lied to me, folks, yeah. and almost made me want to punch me mate's head in, like, basically, you know what I mean? It's like, I want to kill him, man, no, and he's just grassed me up, mate. And he's like, I didn't say nothing, Bruce, man. And I was like, hang on, coppers don't lie. Coppers don't lie. Alright. Is it interesting? I don't know. Thanks for watching anyway. Give me a shout. Thumbs up. Press the like button, folks. It's very important, them like buttons. I don't get many views, right? I'm not monetized. I'm not trying to make my channel's not about making, it's not me living or anything like that. I'm on social security, right, folks? Honestly, I'm on social security. I don't have any other sidelines making money. I'm going to try and do it with the busking routines, you know. But that's about it, really, you know. But anything else? But yeah, press the like button and give me a comment of any understanding of what I'm talking about there, when I reckon Satan himself made them beach balls. Just visions of this red devil with horns like that, with a sewing machine stitching the segments of beach balls together, you know. But anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I will be on soon with some very interesting speeches and some little, some little musical ditties to show you what I'm going to be doing when I'm playing live and that, like. Certain relatives and friends out there, I won't name any names. We've got people watching. One of my relatives might be watching, and there was an incident recently where I got a phone call, and he might have thought I didn't want to speak to him and all that. I hope you're watching, mate. And it was I'll be honest with you, mate. I was a bit stoned. You know what I mean? I just don't. I can talk to my brother on the phone when I'm off my head. Like, you know, sometimes I have to take time out, guys. You know what I mean? Have a few drinks. You know what I mean? And sort of chill out. Like, but I can't really converse. Like, I'm not myself when I'm off my head. You know, I've got to be honest. But most of us aren't, are we? I like to be myself. You know, but you know them legal highs and stuff you can get. Like, you know, no. I was on them legal highs, you know what I mean? I felt a bit sleepy and that. So, apologies, I will speak to you soon. I'm hoping to arrange it. Let's have a meeting. Let's meet and let's all have a drink together. If you want to come for a drink, or tell me where you have a drink, or you want to come for a pint with me, you're most welcome. But that's just a personal message out there, folks. No one gets too involved. I just want to... But anyway, thanks for watching. And tell me what you think. Does Satan make beach balls? For Seacombe Shore beach ball event. Well, hey, the New Brighton as the beach ball festival. I'll see you there. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. And it is recording, isn't it? Yeah, it's recording. But I'll be on again later, and I've got lots of things to say. Because I've nearly finished my recording principles. I've nearly got my set list now, so I can take a break. I hate doing it. Honestly, guys, I hate recording music. I hate it. I'd rather be in a room with a band any day, you know. But thanks for watching, and I will speak to you all later.